Hey everyone, I finished watching the next Street Sharks episode, Close Encounters of the Shark Kind. Well, that's a terrible title. Not a very good episode either. It's really confusing. Like, I've been going over my notes here, and I'm still not entirely sure what exactly was going on most of the time. At the beginning, it starts off with the sharks are getting off like a jet in their spacesuits. Oh, and they land like in an underground thingy in the desert. Apparently, the alien from a few episodes ago hitched a ride on their thing, even though, like, I think this episode was supposed to be a follow up to that episode, but it's weird because that episode, Space Sharks, ended with them back on Earth. Like, they weren't still in space. So there was never an opportunity for the alien to get on their ship unless they went back up into space at some point and the alien got on, and I have no idea what's going on. This is just a mess of an episode, and it's also really hard to watch because on the DVD set, for some reason, there's a weird like colored distortion that goes across the top of the screen every couple of minutes. Sometimes there's like a static like a tracking thing that goes across the middle. It's not on any other episode. So I'm wondering, like, was the original master for this episode lost or something? So they were using a damaged transfer? I don't know what else could have caused that. I'll have to, when the Blu-ray comes out, I'll have to go and check that out, because, this is really weird. The other thing that makes this really hard to watch is the alien itself. It is really annoying. It makes one sound, and it's annoying, and it makes it a lot. And there's one of those dumb music videos in the middle of the episode. That's annoying. It doesn't spoil like future like events in the episode itself. However, what it does do is it plays nearly every scene that came before it in the music video. That is really obnoxious and really pointless. Like it just and it's not even a new song. It's just the same song that's played in a couple of other episodes, or I think I'm not sure how many different songs they had for the music videos because they're all very generic sounding, like just 90s rock garbage. So anyway, the sharks are in the desert for some reason. They just got out of space. The alien hitched a ride. Oh yeah, and also the alien eating electricity comes back into play here, and it's actually important, unlike in its own episode. In the other episode, there's like a little throwaway bit line where one of the sharks is like, "It's eating electricity," and then that never really means anything to the rest of the episode. While in here, it's the whole point of the episode, and I'm wondering, did they shove that line in there only because they knew this episode was coming? And that they needed to establish that a little more so it's not just a complete random thing? I don't know. I don't like this episode. I don't like the alien either. I've never liked the design of the alien. I remember even as a kid, the alien just looked dumb to me. I did not like it. It was not my favorite thing. And I really like Street Sharks. Even the characters that I don't like that much, like Shrimp Louie, I still have like love for those characters and a nostalgia for those characters, but for this dragon alien, no, he's dumb or it's dumb, she, whatever. That it doesn't matter. Does it even come up again? I think maybe it does. The ending is weird to this episode. Anyway, Man to Man's coming back to Earth. He's riding on this piece of space debris to get through Earth's atmosphere. And this is another thing that confuses me. When the sharks are down in the desert, they're all hanging out, eating humongo burgers, and then they get a call from the president, and the president tells them that there's a meteor headed towards Earth, and I'd like to ask you for your help. And this is really dumb. Ripster asks him, why don't you just shoot a missile at it? And he's like, oh, that could cause too much, like, civilian damage from debris or whatever. So what do the sharks do? They build a stone missile to shoot at the meteor. How is that causing any less... like, there is a huge chunk of the thing that falls down and almost hits a city. And here's the confusing thing. I'm not sure if the meteor is supposed to be, like, a meteor, or if it's just supposed to be Manta-Man. Because if it's just Manta-Man heading towards Earth, then, the sharks almost killed him. Good job. And also, like, would he even be big enough for them to mistake him for an asteroid? Because there are space rocks that are coming, like, towards Earth a lot, but they're stopped by the atmosphere. Or they're just shot out by some gravity thing. I don't know. I don't know about the science stuff. I'm watching Street Sharks. Science isn't going to apply there anyway. Whatever, anyway, Man-to-Man crashes in the desert. These military guys immediately come in. Oh yeah, and this is a weird thing. That one little city in the desert, the military's freaking out, and everyone else, in the city is freaking out because of the meteor, I think. Anyway, there's some weird animation. There's a guy yelling. I don't know what he's doing, just yelling at people. So anyway, as soon as Man-to-Man is on the ground, a bunch of military guys come over and they're like, "A thing I don't recognize, kill it!" Alright, so then they're all shooting at Man-to-Man, even though Man-to-Man can talk. And he does talk to them, and they don't listen because we need a conflict here that doesn't really go anywhere. Like, I think wouldn't it have been more interesting, like, considering later on, Man-to-Man, he meets up with the sharks, and the sharks are like, "Man-to-Man, you're alive!" And then he's like, oh, no, they don't say Man-to-Man, they say Dr. Morton. And he's like, "Dr. Morton died with, oh, what was it? He died with the space station. I am now Man-to-Man. I don't know who I am now." And then he goes off to be depressed. And oddly, that's not the focus of the episode. The focus of the episode is the fight with that alien dragon thing that makes annoying noises. Or the one annoying noise. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be better if Man-to-Man had crashed in the city? He gets, like, he's just on that one little tiny piece of space debris. It wouldn't hurt anything. He could have, like, landed in the square, gotten up, and he's like, "Ugh." And he looks around, he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm not a bad guy. I'm your friend." And he's trying to talk to people, and they all freak out and run away, and, like, that's what causes his depression later in the episode, when he's like, "I don't know who I am anymore, blah, 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 blah," and he goes to hang out in a cave, hanging upside down with bats for some reason. It's a funny bit. It's, like, one of the only parts of the episode I like. He's hanging upside down in a cave, talking about how he hates bats. Well, then why are you in a cave hanging upside down with bats? There's so many other places you could go, dude. So much of this episode doesn't make any freaking sense. Oh, Benz is there, too. And, yeah. Looking through my notes for anything special to talk about. Oh, yeah. There is a neat little thing. The alien dragon thing. The electricity that he's gonna suck up is from this hydroelectric dam. That's kind of a neat thing. Like, I don't see too many hydroelectric dams in cartoons. I think the only other time I've seen a hydroelectric dam in a cartoon was in Simpsons. So then, anyway, he's sucking the power out of that. The military tries to stop him. They can't stop him. The sharks go, and they're finally able to subdue the dragon with the help of this guy who works there, who looks a lot like Dr. Morton's human form from Space Sharks. Huh. Probably a coincidence. Anyway, they overload the alien with electricity. That knocks it out. It falls on the ground. The sharks leave and let the military take care of the dragon. And at the end, there's a really weird bit where they're like, "Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do with the dragon alien thing, whatever." And I thought, like, because I don't remember watching this episode much, so it wasn't fresh in my mind. I was like, oh, are they gonna give it to Paradigm? No, they don't, surprisingly. The military, they take the dragon, put it in some kind of stasis tube, and then they put it into this, like, cave full of, I don't know what. And oddly, the alien shrinks. Like, it shows people carrying it, and it's, like, the size of several people. But then there's these couple of people standing around its tube, and you can barely see the alien through the people. The tube is like the size of a person, and the alien fits in it somehow. How does that work? How does any of the... Whatever, they put it in the thing. I don't remember if it ever comes back or not. Um, does the alien come back? Like, maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. There's lots of plot points that are set up in Street Sharks that just go nowhere and end before they're concluded. It's really unfortunate how Street Sharks ended because I feel like the writers, they had ideas for like the show to continue on, but they didn't get to do any of them. Oh, and even the spin-off series Extreme Dinosaurs, like it cuts ties with Street Sharks, so they couldn't bring it back there either. Um, so yeah, there's the episode, and I don't know what to think of it. It's definitely not a very well-made episode. It's not good. Like, it's not unwatchable. It's okay. The annoying alien noises get to me probably more than they would get to other people. So, I don't know. Maybe people like this episode. Who knows? Like, I'll be watching it again when the Blu-ray comes out just to see if that weird color distortion has been fixed. So yeah, that's all for this one. This was not the best episode, but bye.